This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, leading the league in podcasting entertainment.
Welcome in, my friends, to an exciting episode of Behind the Pen. My name is Mike Rankin, and today I am joined by I keep calling you a founding member of MVP, but
not even
I feel like you are because you're everywhere.
I am everywhere, but I'm not a founding member.
Sean Anderson joins me.
Hello.
He's a host of some show on this.
Fast break.
Thank you very much
You're
for
welcome.
whatever the podcast hosts, whatever this is. We're going to talk a lot of stuff today, but first I got to plug our Patreon page or else Ricky's going to come after me and
He'll
talk
fire
about
you.
why the Vikings are better than the Bears, and I just don't agree with him at all. So
Well, he's an idiot.
go to patreon.com/most valuable podcast, become a Patreon, donate a couple bucks, and we'll help you enjoy us more, and well, it helps us produce better content, right, Sean?
Also, if you donate $1, you also get an exclusive monthly podcast that Mike and I and Brandon are for July.
It
so
was
you
a good
still
one.
got time to,
yeah,
to
and
donate.
also you get an exclusive selfie of me shirtless.
That's not true.
Come on, we're trying to get people in.
If you DM Mike on Twitter and you're a patron, then you'll probably get it.
Well, you really don't have to be a Patreon to get. Oh, wait, all right, whatever.
If you're a patron, both of us will be shirtless.
There we go. See,
we
wow.
might be. We both might be we both might be shirtless right now.
We could be.
They don't know.
Well, maybe not. That's up to your imagination. If we had a video camera here, I think it'd be a little bit better, but we don't. So we're going to talk about sports behind a mic on Behind the Pen. So, Sean, before we get into everything we got to talk about,
Yes, Mr. Rankin.
There's some Stanley Cup final news. The Pittsburgh Penguins won again.
Oh, which I called.
Very good on you.
I called them at 7, but fair enough.
I mean, honestly, to touch on that subject real quick, was it the best Stanley Cup matchup this year? Possibly. Probably not. I think
Like potential matchup or just
no,
like,
yeah, right. Like
No,
San
God,
Jose Sharks, and I don't even think the Penguins were the best team in the league this year.
not at all.
So
I mean, if you're going for something that would actually, I mean, if you're going for best teams, it would probably be most likely like the Ducks and the Capitals, just because they did have the best regular seasons. I mean, obviously Chicago would be just big matchup wise. I mean, Pittsburgh, Chicago would have been big just because two
I was
big
thinking
markets.
Tampa, but I mean they were riddled with injury, and
I mean, Tampa wasn't bad, and I mean, but Tampa didn't have Stamkos.
Yeah,
I mean, so a lot of things.
well,
going against
Stanley
them.
Cup's over, so that means we're one step closer to just focusing on baseball and football.
Yeah, I
because
just need to get rid of the finals for
the
the
NBA Finals could end tonight as we record this podcast. Game 6 is going on, and I'm hoping for a Game 7. And you know what? The NBA might manipulate it to the point where it could go to Game 7.
See, I'm not on the whole conspiracy about manipulating stuff. I mean,
it's not a conspiracy, Sean. It happened.
all right, if it is, whatever. But I mean, look, I talked about this on our Game 5 reaction. I mean, looking at Draymond Green, I mean, he's a prior
he
offender.
deserved it.
He's a prior
that
offender.
suspension.
He deserved this suspension. The only thing I'm upset about is that it took 48 hours to come to the conclusion that you're going to suspend him.
Well, are you surprised? Probably not. All right. Well,
Yeah.
Bam. Okay, so baseball news. Thank you for mentioning that because, one of the most exciting players who didn't start in the major leagues, Ichiro Suzuki, had just broken the professional hit record. Now, I know there's this kind of conversation of, well, he spent a lot of time in Japan, and, the Japan leagues is kind of a step down. Not kind of, is a step down from the majors, and people kind of question whether or not it's a professional league. Well, Pete Rose, I'm talking directly to you. Shut the hell up. You're senile and old. You don't know what the hell's going on anymore anyway. But Ichiro is a unique specimen of the baseball world, if I had to say so myself.
Yeah, the thing with Ichiro, I mean, if you look at him, I mean, if you don't agree that he's not the professional hit league, I mean, the thing is, Pete Rose is still the king of hits for when it comes to the MLB. I mean, 4,000 hits is absurd for no matter what player. I mean, Pete Rose is still the hits king in my mind, just because, and I'm not on the side of, well, if we're counting Ichiro's Japan hits, why aren't we counting, Pete Rose's Little League hits? Well, because there's a difference there. But I mean, looking at Ichiro, I mean, if he played when he was 18 in the MLB, I mean, this guy would have maybe gotten close to 5,000 hits. I mean, it's spectacular what Ichiro's doing, and what he's still doing at 42. I mean, he's having a phenomenal year, batting over 340. I mean, he's phenomenal. Ichiro, I mean, even with the glove too. I mean, I remember like throws from the warning track, him gunning guys down. That inside the park home run in the All-Star game in San Francisco.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Ichiro's one of the most fun players to watch, and I mean, Ichiro's a legend. Whether he's seen as the hit king or not. I mean, he's going to get to 3,000 this year, so he'll still have that milestone.
I think there's an asterisk next to his accomplishment, but you can't take away anything from it because he's been a pro baseball player his entire career.
See, the thing is, it's not like Barry Bonds where he's like, it's tainted because he cheated. I mean, the thing is, he's just spent years overseas. And I mean,
the thing is with Ichiro, too, he comes up immediately at age 27, and he absolutely takes the league by storm.
Performs like like no one ever.
An all-star 10 straight seasons once he came up.
200 hits in 10 straight seasons.
Every single one of those all-star seasons had 200 hits. He was the hit leader in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those seasons, I believe, if I'm counting correctly. 7 or 8 of those seasons, which is incredible in and of itself. He led the league in batting average consecutively. This guy, and he could steal. And you know what? The thing is with Ichiro, and if you watch him during batting practice, I know where you think I'm going with this because it's been said a lot. Ichiro puts on a freaking show in batting practice because he has such ultimate control over the bat. He can spray each field, and if he wanted to, he would hit 20, 25 homers a year, but that's not the kind of player he was.
Yeah, and he was a leadoff hitter. I mean, the thing is, he's kind of like Jeter, and the guy where he can put it just where he can get on base. I mean, Jeter's known for going opposite field. Ichiro's known for that slap style of hitting. Looking at Ichiro, I mean, whether you say he is the professional hit the leader or not, he's still not the hit leader of the MLB. So I mean, obviously, Pete Rose can still hold on, clutch onto that memory. But I mean, even looking at Ichiro, he's an icon in Seattle. He's an icon just in the field. I mean, winning I think 7 Gold Gloves. I think he was Silver Slugger for outfield like 4 times in his career. Ichiro's a legend. Ichiro's a legend no matter what.
10 Gold Gloves, a MVP award, and a Rookie of the Year award in the same season. And now you brought up the fact that he's 42 and playing this year, still doing well. And that also goes to the fact that Giancarlo Stanton's been awful with the stick. And I mentioned that because he's on my fantasy team. It just pisses me off.
That sucks.
But yeah, it does because Ichiro, it's really fun to still watch him play. And I love the fact that he's getting a chance with the Marlins. He was able to break the hit record, and hell yeah, Ichiro. When I grew up watching this guy, I love him. He's a folk hero around here. So
yeah, I love him too. And you obviously saw the downfall of his career after the 2010 season, where I think he was dealing with injuries, and then he went down to 272, 283. He went back up to like 300 with the Yankees, but he only played like 67 games. Now this year, you can actually see kind of a resurgence of Ichiro, kind of getting back not to the same level he was, but obviously above the seasons of 2011, 2012.
Well, he was able to play over 150 games in almost every season except one. And 2014 was really his bad season as we're looking at the stats right now because we're kind of cheating. But at the same time, hey, man, Ichiro Suzuki, keep playing. Now, at the same time, like you look at old people playing the game still. Yeah. David Ortiz, man. David Ortiz is slugging over 700.
I mean, A-Rod last year.
And A-Rod, too.
Last year was
Look
fantastic.
At A-Rod.
I mean,
and Adrian Beltre, Carlos Beltran, these guys are still killing it. And you know why? It's because professional hitters never stop learning how to hit. And they're always going to be good at hitting. It's just a matter of whether they can stay healthy.
Yeah, that and eye vision. As long as your vision's still there, you're still going to be able to pick out the ball. And it's really, I mean, these guys have been honing their craft, and they don't still have the same power. I mean, Big Papi obviously still has the power there, but I mean, with like guys like A-Rod or Beltran, they don't have to rely on the home run, and they're not going to put up 30 home runs each game. But I mean, still, they're able to get on base and draw walks, and I mean, they're still valuable players.
We had to bring up this Ichiro conversation because it is news, and it's awesome news in my opinion because I love watching him play. What he was able to do is just incredible. So Ichiro, first ballot Hall of Famer once he's eligible,
without
no doubt. And if anybody disagrees, then you're idiots. Honestly, that's it. That's all it is.